Presence is the first of 2 Steven Soderbergh movies we're getting this year. Now, if you've seen the trailers, you may have thought, wait, Soderbergh has done his fair share of thrillers over the years, but he's not really a horror guy. And you'd be right. Despite this being a ghost story, this isn't really a horror film, no matter what the marketing has been trying to push. If anything, it feels like a ghost story told from the world of HBO's Euphoria, where the horrors young people can inflict on each other are so much worse than anything a ghost might throw at them. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The story sees a family of 4 moving into a 2-story New Jersey home that, unbeknownst to them, is haunted by some kind of ghost. And as the movie's main gimmick, the camera acts as the ghost's first-person perspective. Whether or not the ghost is going to harm the family is never in question. It's just not that kind of story. And by the halfway point, the whole family is aware that something is in the house. So instead, the mystery is about who and what the ghost actually is, what connection it has to the family, and what its purpose ultimately is. Said family is composed of Chris Sullivan, that's Toby for all you This Is Us fans, Lucy Liu, and newcomers Kalina Yang and Eddie Madej. And it's through the ghost's perspective that we get an up-close look at the growing rifts between all of them. Liu is an overworked career woman, poorly hiding her involvement in some illegal dealings. Sullivan is the family's put-upon emotional center who is slowly moving towards a divorce. Both are hitting the bottle just a little too frequently. Madej is a high school jock whose bullying antics are being openly endorsed by his mom. And Liang is still reeling from the recent death of a friend, a fact that only Sullivan seems to be sympathetic about and effectively makes her a magnet for the ghost. As for what works, the ultimate reveal regarding the ghost sticks the landing. It's a bit of a last-second twist, but makes sense if you recall certain lines of dialogue from earlier on. And while the ghost perspective is a gimmick, it's never too distracting. It really just gives Soderbergh the excuse to do a lot of long takes in a well-defined enclosed space and serves more as a fly on the wall for conversations rather than something non-corporeal just floating its way through the house. The biggest curveball is just how far it goes into that Euphoria territory. Whenever the parents aren't around, the kids have a shockingly easy time getting their hands on booze, illegal substances, and other things that'll get me pretty quickly demonetized. And without giving away who, one actor gives Jacob Elordi a run for his money as the popular kid doing the absolute worst job at hiding their urge to kill. They walk just up to the line of being over the top, only to then deliver some of the film's most intense scenes. It's a hell of a performance. The only real weak spot I could find were the loose threads regarding Sullivan and Liu's storylines. She's clearly up to something, he's got something else going on. It's not entirely clear if they're talking about the same issue or separate ones, and yet none of it gets resolved. Nor does it amount to anything beyond the 2 needing to be out of the house for long chunks of time. In the end, Presence was a good time, but nothing you need to rush out and see. Soderbergh already has another film set to drop in March. That one is a spy thriller that feels a lot more up his alley. This one feels like he had a filmmaking idea, gave it a shot, and is already on to the next thing. Still, even his experimental stuff tends to have a higher floor than most filmmakers. So if you've got the itch to go to the theater and have already caught up on all the award season re-releases, I'd say this is your best bet. At least for a couple more weeks. Thanks for watching.